About 4 hours after I tell her this, a sheriff's deputy pulls into Pity Guy's house. After his mom talked with them, she lead them into the room where I was, and they proceeded to handcuff me and tell me I am being detained and carried to juvenile hall as a runaway. She leaves, comes back 3 years later, and I'm the runaway? WTF. So I spend 30 days in juvenile hall as a runaway, and finally, I think I see a light at the end of the tunnel. The guards had heard my story and had advised me to ask the judge to emancipate me. At this point, I wasn't just mad at my I was livid. I wanted nothing more to do with her or her blatant favoritism. I had everyone who I knew come to the courthouse the day of my hearing. They were all prepared to testify that my had abandoned me 3 years before, and I had been at Pity Guy's parents' house the majority of the time she had been gone. The only person who got to speak was the judge himself. As he banged his gavel, he said, "In the matter of the state of South Carolina versus Starletta 04200, I remand custody to the biological mother, case dismissed." And that was it. She had ruined my life for a second time. We left the courthouse and went to my grandmother's house, where my proceeded to lock me in a bedroom for 2 weeks, only opening the door to give me food and water. When the 2 weeks was up, she boarded a plane and left again, and my grandmother kicked me to the curb. So now I'm homeless, jobless, and hopeless. My spirit was broken so bad I just wanted to die. I have no idea what was said to Pity Guy's family, but I was no longer allowed there either. I cut all contact with my after that and worked twice as hard to rebuild my life again. Fast forward through 14 years. I'm married, pregnant, and hormones have gotten the best of me. I start to think maybe my son should know his Nana. Maybe I should heal old wounds and try to rekindle a relationship with my for his sake. So I reach out to her to let her know I'm still alive, even if she wished I'd just died somewhere in a gutter. It doesn't take long for me to realize why this was a bad idea. Everything is just as it was back then. Nothing I do as a parent is good enough. I'm nowhere as good as her golden child, my who, by the way, in the past 14 years has amassed over $50,000 in credit card debt, had another child, became addicted to multiple drugs, contracted an incurable STD, and has trashed the home we grew up in. Now to the somewhat current part of this saga. Now that our childhood home is in need of major repair, my and her sister decided my needed an upgrade. My grandmother had passed some years before, leaving her house vacant for quite a while. Our childhood home is a 3-bedroom, and my grandmother's house is a 5-bedroom, so they move her into it and offer me our childhood home. At this point, I've moved 2,000 miles away to another state. My husband found out he has early onset dementia, so he wanted to move closer to his family. And given the rocky relationship my and I have, and her manipulation tactics being much more obvious now, I tell her that the only way we would accept the house is if she signed the deed over to our son. That way she would know we would have no way to sell it and it would stay in the family.